Hi there, mamas. Welcome to the Intuitive Divorce Podcast. I'm Kristen Noel, certified divorce coach and creator of the Best Self Intuitive Divorce, a game-changing program that transforms the experience and outcomes of divorce, one mother at a time. I call it Divorcing Differently. I'm here each week bringing you a quick message to support, inspire, and empower you to achieve the outcomes you want for yourself and your kids. So, let's dive into today's episode. I want to talk to you about something that may come as a surprising and welcomed relief. Sometimes the best gift you can give your kids doesn't need to cost a lot of money, it doesn't need to take a lot of time, but it can change history. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good, because that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. I'm calling this conversation the greatest gift you can give your kids. The mamas who work with us don't want to hurt their kids. In fact, they all pretty much want the same thing, to know how to get them through the divorce in the best possible way. They want tips, tools, and strategies, of which there are many, and to make sure they will be okay. First off, I want you to know that they will be okay if you're okay. And of course, I know that's a tall order when you feel like your world has come undone at the seams and it can feel like you're drowning in conflict and chaos. But you want to know the greatest gift you can give your kids as you navigate divorce? Bar none, it's staying grounded, being present, and steadfast in your commitment to keeping them out of the conflict. And again, that may seem obvious at first, but that doesn't mean it's easy to put into motion. And at a time in your life when you're unraveling in all aspects, simply put, it's hard to keep it all together. Probably the two most challenging moments for mamas are, one, figuring out when and how to initially tell the kids, and then two, navigating co-parenting, in particular, two homes and the dreaded handoff. It's a tremendously emotional moment for all, and they will be looking to you and following your lead. What do you want that to look like? You don't want to wing this. You want to have a plan. This may come as a relief to hear. Even if your kids aren't aware of this yet or can even articulate it, many children of divorce are actually relieved when their parents separate. The dust has settled and the anger and upset of the house has dissipated. You can't hide the negative energy of a relationship that's dissolving. It is unhealthy and emotionally unsettling for children to live in a house of anger, criticism, and verbal abuse. They feel it all. It can also plant some self-destructive seeds in their psyche about love, relationships, and navigating life adversity, especially when it goes unexplained. And yes, the reality is that they're witnessing this from the front row. And if you don't tell them anything or think that you can get to that later when the dust settles, they'll assign their own meaning to it. And that can be far worse than the reality. But here's the thing, you don't have to get it perfect. No one ever will. You simply need to show up for yourself and your children. And when you do so, you can stay focused on your desired outcomes. What do kids want? They want you to stop fighting. They want to love both of you. They want you to be kind to each other, which doesn't mean you have to stay married. They want to feel safe. They want to not be caught in the middle. They want to not be your therapist. They just want you. They want to have your attention, to play, to be present, to cuddle. Your kids can be the center of your attention and not be caught in the middle of your conflict. Let me say that again. Your kids can be the center of your attention and not be caught in the middle of your conflict. There is a huge distinction here. Your job is figuring out how you can do that. The dreaded handoff that I referred to above, which could be the literal transition from one parent to another, one home to another, or even passing the phone to your child when the other parent calls to talk to them, is a stumbling block for many. Change is complicated and uncomfortable for most of us, young and old. But when we face a dreaded event head-on with consciousness, compassion, and consideration, we alter the outcome. And when we see the result of that, we see what is possible and we can weave it through the rest of our life events. That's modeling for our kids. That's keeping them out of the conflict. That's showing them that we are human. We can have emotions and we can still be solid. This is what divorcing differently looks like. It's not about denying anything or shoving it to the side to deal with later. It isn't about having the perfect words. Instead, it's about a new approach, one that takes the whole picture into account, one that wants to break free from this pain and all that's led up to it once and for all. It's about healing in new chapters. And I can't think of a better gift to self and your kids. Your future self is reaching back to you now. She knows what you're capable of, and she wants to encourage you to write this chapter in a glorious and courageous way that you can look back upon one day and feel good about. That doesn't mean it won't be challenging. It means that if you receive the right support, if you reach for that which will nurture you through it, you will change history. I know this is hard, maybe harder than anything you faced off with in your life. And I also know that if you're here reading this, curious about what an intuitive divorce looks like, your sweet mama heart is searching for a better way. Listen to her. She knows best. What is she whispering to you? Thanks for listening to today's episode, but more importantly, for making this time for yourself. If you're a professional, independent mother facing off with divorce, struggling with your emotions, worried about your kids and your future, and want a better way to navigate it all, I've got 2 ways to completely change the trajectory of your divorce and your life starting today. The first is our free divorce workshop. In this training, you'll learn the 3 steps to get off the emotional roller coaster and take control of your divorce so you can save time, money, and heartache for you and your family. Simply go to intuitivedivorce.com/workshop. And the second way is to book a free strategy call with our team, where we'll dive into your situation, your struggles, what you really want, and outline a path to get you there. For a short video and the booking link, go to intuitivedivorce.com/call. Check it out, and I'll see you inside.